Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is not a systematic and argued presentation of Stoic doctrine, but it is a really important text. And if you know how to read it right, you can see where it clearly aligns with the Stoic doctrine of the four cardinal and then subordinate virtues. So the four cardinal virtues are wisdom or prudence, justice, temperance, and courage. And each of these has a number of subordinate virtues that it includes or encompasses, and which adds some complexity and scope to it, we could say. And what we're going to find is that Marcus actually references and sometimes discusses many of these subordinate virtues that we can find in presentations of Stoic doctrine, like Arius Didymus's Epitome of Stoic Ethics, or Diogenes Laertes' Lives of the Philosophers, Book 7, Chapter 1, where they both identify subordinate virtues. Some of these are going to be explicitly named with nouns or adjectives. Some of them are going to be in verbal form, usually connected with functions of the virtue that Diogenes and Arius discuss, and some of them will be synonyms. And so for each of the four cardinal virtues, if we're attentive to Marcus's text, and it helps to be able to read Greek, we can reconstruct his references and even the frequency with which he mentions these. For example, when it comes to temperance, modesty or self-respect, which is a translation of aidomosunē, as well as some other words like aidos, is going to be the most commonly referenced. There are some virtue terms that are going to show up that we can try to class in with the cardinal and subordinate virtues. So, for example, eumenes, kindness, that clearly falls under justice, as does pistis, loyalty or faith. Haplos, haplotes, simplicity, that probably belongs to temperance. Praus, being gentle, clearly belongs to courage. There's a few where we're not quite sure exactly where to place them, like aletheia or alethes, honest or truth. Maybe that's under prudence, maybe justice. Eleutheria, which gets translated as freedom rather than generosity, which it might be in some other contexts. It's a little bit hazy about that. Euthumos, cheerful, that might be under justice, that might be under courage. But you notice we've got this great way of associating Marcus's references with the four cardinal virtues discussed by the Stoics.